And we are live. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Um, we were looking for Hex Machina to join us, but he's having technical difficulties. His Wi-Fi is out right now, so he's gonna hopefully be jumping in um, shortly to talk about Maxi and a couple other things in the Hex community. But as of right now, it's going to be just me. But I haven't done this before, so sorry if it's a little rough without anyone else here. It's going to just might be a little boring, but I got some cool information I want to share with you guys over this past week. It's been a crazy market, as you guys know. You guys have been watching the news. You saw what happened with Terra and the debacle there with the coin going literally to zero, losing 20-30 billion dollars. It was just crazy. Mobius, thank you for joining me. You're a legend. Hopefully you got your hat. I don't know if it showed up today. They said it would, but postal service these days takes forever. Enrique, thank you, man, for coming. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you can get something out of this. So, all right, let me get myself out of here and pull this up. So the Luna situation right now, as of right now, the latest, I guess, the proposal is Do Kwon, the founder, says he's going to take the previous holders of the coin and spread out 1 billion tokens to them. So people that took a loss on UST and people that took a loss on the coin, obviously. So this is good to see. I mean, this coin went from $20 billion to zero in 2 weeks, which is just absolutely crazy. So this was a shock to the market. I mean, to see a top 10 coin like this just disappear off the face of the earth, I mean, it sucks if anyone else is in it. And also people that are saying, hey, this is a great opportunity to jump in. Don't do it. Save your money. This project is dead right now. They're going to try to do everything they can to suck money back in. Stay away. And this leads me into my next thing I want to talk about is Tether. So if you're not aware, there's been a lot of swirlings for a couple of years now. And I'm sorry, Enrique, I'm just reading your comment here that you degen $20. See, that's totally fine. If you want to put $20 into there and see what happens, you know what, at this point, that's fine. I saw people talking about putting 5-10 grand in, recommending it to their streamer or their followers, and it's sad to see that stuff. I mean, there's so much other stuff that you could have bought to crash, but $20, I'm with you, man. That it's fun to look at. It's entertainment at that point. That's nothing wrong with that. But with the Tether situation, I know they had a problem in New York. They got sued by I don't know if it's FinCEN or one of the regulators in New York, and they paid a fine, basically admitting that they are not backing their Tether 1-to-1 with cash reserves. They use basically a mixed basket. They're using Bitcoin. They're using debt. I mean, God knows what else. I guess there is an actual place you can go to see what they currently do have in their treasury, but it's not 1-to-1 dollars. So it's been something that I've been hearing about. So to see this headline, Tether dropping to 94 cents, that's crazy, because I mean, if Tether goes down, I mean, you're talking about pretty much Bitcoin going down with it. I mean, Tether is, let's see here, the Third, yeah, Tether has a $75 billion market cap. So if something, I mean, if something even remotely close happens with Tether, FUD, anything, I mean, you're looking at 4 times the damage that just happened to Luna. So I'm not saying stay out of Tether right now. Just keep your eyes on it. It's something that could be a problem. They were saying here that Tether dropped its peg momentarily. It came back. The article here, we try to unravel it. You can go through this if you want. Watcher Guru is the website. But if this happens and regulators come for Tether, it's going to be bad. This could be the black swan event. Like, this was a crash, but if you want a black swan event, Tether going down, that actually this could be horrific. So basically, see, I'll go through it for a second here, but what happened here is Tether was dumped at the same time that BUSD's price was inflated. So they were doing this on Binance. The objectives here remains to cover the spread on the stable coin dump and pump on the same exchange with a small trading window. So you're taking the arbitrage. So at exactly $1.10, sell orders triggered. They pulled 10% profit. Buy USDT at 95 cents. While that drops, at the same time, USDT goes back to $1, attaining another 5%. So they net a 15% profit. You know, this can't happen forever, but the fact that this is happening is scary. And the USDC being backed 1-to-1, I think they're really going to be pushing for USDC. The regulators are talking about it a lot. It seems to be just the chosen one. And, you know, risky is the new normal. You know, I was talking to someone today about the stock market, and look at Coinbase. I mean, it launched a year ago at 300. I know it was high. I think it was like 360, and it's down to $67. And what's sad about this is this was on Link 2 a year ago. Or 2 years ago, sorry. You could have bought this for $10 if you were an accredited investor. And these guys literally made a 37x, 36x. So you bought it on here for $10. That was the price when it was available. And these accredited investors bought it and then dumped it onto the 99% that were waiting and hearing about it on CNBC and Coinbase going public and all these headlines, and they buy it and they get wrecked. And it's going to be the same thing with all the projects on here. As soon as all of them go, I'd like to see what these charts look like. These are the other ones that they launched on here, but it's sad to see that the American public, they're the exit liquidity for the top 1%. So when Ripple launches, they're on here. They're $46, $47 right now. They have a series going for. If this launches at $400 or $500, they're going to make another huge media blitz. You're going to hear all about it. It's going to be the greatest thing ever. And it'll probably dip 50, 60%, while everyone on here that was buying it for 20, 30, 40 bucks, and it's 300-400, they're taking their 8-10x and they're leaving and moving on to the next, while the average person just gets annihilated. So it's sad to see. And anyone that is in stocks and not in crypto, obviously diversify. Don't sell all your stocks, but if you are in the stock market, really take a look at what you own. There are some sleepers out there. Santander Bank, I really like that. It's a Ripple partner. SBI Holdings Japan, I think it's around $24, $25. Both of them pay dividends, and over the next couple of years, I think they're going to be shocking. If you look at MoneyGram stock, we found that right as we heard the XRP news that they were going to be working with MoneyGram for their cross-border payments. So as soon as we heard that, we bought the stock at $4. and it went up to 11, 12 bucks or something like that. And now Stellar's taken over. So there's some good plays out there that kind of have exposure to crypto indirectly. So I don't see the stock market doing well in over the next couple of years. I mean, we're in some uncharted waters. But so the Luna scam, sad to see. Tether, keep an eye out on that. BlackRock bought into US. Yes, Mobius, USDC. Yes, BlackRock. All Gemini. I mean, they have their own dollar, but yeah, USDC is the blessed one. So this was I was talking earlier with Hex Machina about just the market cap of crypto and just how, and in 1 week with that Luna disaster, I mean, wiped $20 billion, 1.3 from 1.8, 1.6 to 1.3 trillion. It's crazy, but this is crypto. I mean, for every run up, you get the crash, the accumulation zone. I mean, this was a nice 2-year. I mean, we could flatten out and we could be in for another year and a half of consolidation. But, we'll play it by ear. We got awesome things like this right here to keep us excited and keep us, not checking our phones and looking at how bad the market is. We get to look at Pulse Doge and check it, and it is currently at $2.48. So we're up 25% in the last 24 hours. So for everyone that has their Pulse Doge, I mean, everyone's selling right now because of the pump, but I love it. I love the whole point. I love the tokenomics, the way this was launched. I mean, right now there's 3.8 million coins, I believe, out, a maximum of 12. So if we get to 6 million by the time the 100 days is up, I think that would be reasonable. It's people have multiple wallets. I couldn't personally mint out of my Staker app. I was having problems with it, and I gave up on one of my wallets. So it was only 100 coins, but there's probably a lot of people with the same situation. So Pulse Doge, Hex.info, we had him on here the April 20th, the day it launched, I believe, or the day before when all the FUD was coming out. So he cleared it up. Good to see that it's doing well. And these are also a list of projects that are coming out on Pulsechain. I saw this earlier. Pulse, the Reum is the handle. But this is pretty cool. You can come on here and just check out some of the stuff that, if you didn't know about, is on here. We all minted our Hedron. We all know about our Pulsex and Pulsechain, but some other cool stuff like the Love.io, Mintra, Liquid Loans. That's going to be great for all of us that are going to be taking profits from Pulsechain, Pulsex, instead of paying the government. You can look at Liquid Loans and look at taking out collateralized loan against your bag. And as long as, I believe, as long as your whatever your tax percentage is, say it's 25%, as long as you're doing 25% or less, you're basically not risking anything. If you get liquidated, that money would have went to the government anyway. So why not give it to the community and other people? And it's really, sorry, Moise, I'm just reading your comments over there. It threw me off. By myself here hosting, doing this is the first, so I get to see what everyone else struggles with and how appreciative and how much respect I have for these guys that do this constantly, and great flow and great content day after day. It's a lot, and hopefully we can get there someday with some of the other superstars in the Hex community. Let's see what else. So yeah, if you didn't know about this, it's cool little thread here just about Pulse and just, what's coming up, information, cool little stuff. So you can check that out if you want. All right, next, Stator. Anybody that owns HBAR, it's another coin that we at Vibra Finance like, and we recommend to our clients. A lot of our clients are new to crypto, and they only have exchanges, and you don't want to. This is scary to begin with, so getting people comfortable with the basic coins and then getting them into Hex and other altcoins, Hedron, that's lit further down the line. So we need to do our research on coins that are gonna be around in the future, 4, 5, 10 years from now. And Hedera is one of those that we love over here. Just the whole green narrative behind it, how fast it is, the partnerships they have, and I'll talk about some more of the other things, but just the staking as well. The Hex staking, 38%, that is your savings account. That's what I recommend for all my clients is take 30 to 50%, put it into Hex and lock it up. Have your savings account and then go from there, and just start doing that, having that savings mentality, the Hex staking, delaying gratification. It allows you to take that mindset into other coins, not looking for the quick flip, but okay, what's the next coin that I can stake and do well with, not just, 10x and dump. What are you going to do then after you have that money? What's next? What's your next 10x and dump? Or is there another one out there? It's much easier to find the blue chip coins and projects that have staking. So you can, if you have Hedera Hashgraph anywhere, you can get it on Bitstamp, Atomic Wallet. You can swap for it. I don't know if it's on Gemini. I don't think it's on Coinbase yet, but it will be coming. It will be getting listed soon. But if you do own it, move it into Hashpack Wallet. It's the best wallet by far on all of the network. I use it myself. I would say, hands down, the best out there. Super easy to connect with everything. You sign up, send your HBAR in there, and then it's just like MetaMask. Connect your wallet, 2 clicks, and then you get your HBAR X. So once you stake an HBAR, you get an HBAR X, and it's worth 4.6% more. So, I actually got in at 160% right when it launched, got in early. So, that's the key to this stuff, is getting in early to projects that are going to last. The difference between 100, even though this is only till July, 163% versus the 50%, I'm getting 3 times the interest. And we're going to be able to take this and trade with it before it even goes live, even though this is staked until mainnet goes live. There's going to be Saucer Swap, which I'll talk about in a minute, that you'll be able to use this liquidity. And Enrique, I wanted to talk, that reminds me of the ISO 222 XRP XLM. I'm going to be covering that later right here. They have 5 right now that are approved, and there are 3 more that are, I wouldn't say they're not approved yet, but they are under review, I guess, or pending, investigation, whatever the hell you want to call it. But I'll go through that later. But this is why HBAR is on that list with Quant and Algorand, XDC, IOTA. Those are the other ones with XRP, XLM. There's 8 total. And with HBAR being on that list, this is going to be a huge narrative that you're going to start seeing in the future. So with the clients that we talk to, we definitely go with the list of the ISO coins. Start there. If you want to diversify from Bitcoin, look into ISO. First of all, get in and get familiar with what this is, what this standard is. It's going to change the way everything works in the future. All businesses are going to be forced to adhere to this. So there's from payments, there's so many different industries and sectors of the market that are going to have to comply with this. I just found this website, so sorry, I'm trying to find out where I was before, but it was very interesting about. Oh, here we go. The FAQ. I think that's where I was. Here we go. The messages. Okay, who should be in? So mostly financial institutions that want to streamline their communication infrastructure and associated costs by opting for a single common language for all financial institutions, whatever the business domain, the communication network, and the counterparty. ISO is targeted at these standards initiatives that are generally driven by communities of users looking for a more cost-effective communications to support specific financial business processes. So this is all for businesses, and that ties in with what Ripple is doing massively. They're partnered with 400 banks right now. I know that there are people under NDAs, non-disclosures. They're being trained right now on how to use this new system that is going to be replacing Swift. I don't think it's going to happen. Maybe the end of this year. We're seeing a lot of tweets and just rumblings from Jeremy Hogan, who's this attorney covering the case. He's been saying that there's going to be resolution by the end of the year. But the sort of traditional. Oh, shoot, I didn't mean to play that. Sorry. They're here. They're just talking about XRP right now. Billions of dollars a month being used by on-demand liquidity, which is just a drop in the bucket of where they're going. I mean, he goes on to talk about $27 trillion that is frozen in these Nostro Vostro accounts that will be instantly liquidated once this system goes live. So first, what's going to happen is we're going to have to settle with the SEC or I don't know, lose, win, whatever happens. I can't see the SEC winning the case. I don't see them taking a loss. I feel like there's going to be a settlement, a fine paid, and then new laws written. But this is another, if you actually go to Swift's website, which is who these guys are going to replace, Swift is the payment system in place right now. It's going to, Swift is going to replace the legacy system. Sorry. I'm tired. It's been a long day, but another great website where you can come down and it tells you exactly why the ISO standard is going to be important. The end of this year is when this is going to take effect. In Europe, it's going live 2022. The end of this year in the United States, it's going, or I'm sorry, in 2023, the United States, this is going to be, it's common knowledge, not common knowledge, but common standards for businesses. They're going to have to adhere to all of what these guys are doing. So set up your testing environment. So you're going to have to download interfaces, and all of this is happening right now behind the scenes. All these companies are testing this software. It's all happening while this case drags out. So I just want to read this here. Starting your journey now will ensure you're ready for go live on cross-border payments and reporting this and the start of the coexistence period from November 2022. So they're basically saying already that this standard will be live November this year. From this date, any participant can begin sending ISO 222 messages. So you need to be ready to receive them and process them, or translated MT that will be embedded within it. To ensure readiness, you need to upgrade your messaging interface, configure connectivity to the Fin Plus service, prepare your relationship man. I mean, there's a whole list of stuff that these companies are going to have to do. And on that list of coins, the ISO XDC is mentioned on there, and they are going after the payments messaging network. So this is another coin that we have been taking a look at lately, just for the narrative. The ISO standard is coming. You know, there's these guys are mentioned in documents with the IMF that they are going to be working with the messages, the smart contracts, and more. So you got XDC, you have Ripple, who already on their website is already showing you how all of the CBDCs are going to work. I mean, Ripple is going to be the heart of this cross-border payments, CBDCs. They're all going to run with Ripple using XRP as the bridge asset in between. So, you know, keep an eye out for this. This is going to be very, very big. It's going to change a lot in the future. So, you know, go to the website, iso2022.org, and just read through it. And it's shocking. You know, I just found, like I said, I'm going to take time over the next, you know, week or so to go through it so I can, you know more about it and not just kind of ramble like an idiot up here. But it's fascinating. And then knowing they're tied in with Ripple, you see XLM in there with Starlink and all that they're doing. So you just see everything starting to take shape. And then I saw this tweet right here, which was interesting, going back to HBAR, which again is on the list of coins about to be approved, pending approval to be fully compliant with the standard. So Avery Dennison right here is partnering with Hedera with Atma.io is the name of it. And this here is just, it's fascinating what these guys are doing. So this company right here is going to help bring Hedera to basically the top retailers in the world. Unlocks the power of connected products by assigning unique digital IDs to everyday items, providing unparalleled end-to-end transparency by tracking, storaging, and managing all the events associated with each product, all the way from source to customer and beyond, enabling circularity. So the hedera.com/users/atma.io. I'll put the links to these in the description. But again, what these guys are doing is going to be crazy. It's going to disrupt all supply chains. They're going to basically have a carbon neutral distributed ledger that so many of the biggest companies, retailers are already signed up to use. And you have the Bank of America CEO talking about, if you're not using Hedera, you're basically not going to be able to keep up. So it's interesting to see. Definitely just found out about this the other day. So going to definitely take a deeper dive of what companies, they just said 6 of the top 20 global retailers will be using this. Sorry. And then over the course of 2022, Atma.io will start logging billions of item level data transaction using the Hedera consensus service. By ledgering the consensus service will deliver immutable verifiability and provenance for products within their customers' supply chains. So this is going to be huge for businesses. And again, in here, another thing that we've been talking about is this ESG, environmental, social, and governance. This is another catchphrase, lingo, whatever you want to call it, that you're going to be hearing about and really starting to see. And Bitcoin is not anywhere close to what they're looking for with this ESG and ISO standards. That's why the whole Tether thing makes me nervous, that it's just so bad. Bitcoin uses more electricity than so many companies or countries, sorry, that I just can't see them sustaining. Something's going to change. Tether's going to go down, bring Bitcoin down. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but it's going to be a black swan event. You can just see it coming. And then from that, the answer, the solution that's been waiting that we haven't heard about, while we hear about Dogecoin and Shiba Inu and this and that, all this stuff that's actually going to be used where, nowhere in the mainstream. And another thing with Hedera and Banksa, these guys are happy to announce that they will be bringing USDC to Hedera. So the whole Tether FUD, all these other failing stable coins, USDC, we know is the chosen one. So the Banksa will now be bringing them onto Hedera. So you'll be able to have the chosen stable coin on one of the fastest ledgers that all these companies are going to be able to use in unison. So there's just so many different niches of the market out there that they're going to be winners in. So, Hex, yes, it is the only maybe finished product out there, but Hex is a savings account. What these guys are doing is no competition to Hex. You have your staking, your savings account with Hex, your Hedera, you have your DLT, you have all of what they're doing, and then you have your XDC, the Zinfin, doing the financial messaging services, and that's a $19 trillion industry. You have XRP, everything they're doing with the CBDCs, cross-border payments. So that list, Algorand, they just signed a deal with, I think, Sologenics to bring a Bitcoin bridge over to the XRP ledger. And Algorand, I know the wallet in El Salvador, the Bitcoin wallet, is running on Algorand. So all of these coins on this ISO list, you're slowly starting to see use cases and in real life happen right in front of our eyes, but it doesn't get the major media coverage that all this other stuff does. And, I just can't see in 5 years these coins not thriving. And with this recent crash, we have the chance to get back into literally prices that were 2020, July 2020 prices. And, anyone that missed out or, just didn't know about this stuff, you have a brand new time to get in. We still could go down lower. I wouldn't even right now, if you like any of these, I wouldn't even say go all in right now. DCA in. I think we still could go down another leg. This whole market revolves around Bitcoin. We know that. So whatever Bitcoin does, the market does. So if Bitcoin, this is not looking good. We could come down and let's see, where's the next and touch. Wow, Richard was so right. If we break down between 18 or below 18, it's going to get bad. So, if Bitcoin can hold and, we can stay up above 24 or even 21, if we get below there, it's going to be a bloodbath. And you're talking months of consolidation. But if we can kind of just chop sideways and then get some good news over the summer, Ripple, the Ethereum triple halvening, that could be, the the next leg up, because we never had the alt season that we saw in 2017. It just never happened. So are we waiting for it? Has everything changed? I mean, no one really knows, but time will tell. And just keep an eye on Bitcoin. I mean, everything revolves around it still, but that will change over time. In another year, I think Bitcoin or Ethereum will be closing in on flipping them, and it'll be exciting to see. There's a chart here, the flippening index, where you can see when Ethereum overtakes it. But we're slowly getting there. Slowly getting there. I mean, this didn't help this last couple days with Luna, but all things take time. This is a long-term game. We're here. We're going to be staked with each other for 15 years. We're not going anywhere. So with another saucer swap, another thing we've been talking about, the first DEX that is coming to Hedera, the PulseX of HBAR, which should be launching, I think, sometime this month. Hopefully, their audits are going on right now, and everything looks all well. And people that are staking with Stator, if you do that, you lock up, you get your 49% interest, but you are locked till July or August till it goes live. That is until Saucer Swap's DEX goes live within the next, I'd say, 4 weeks. And they're going to have a trading pair for your HBAR X that you staked on Stator with Sauce, and then there'll be a Sauce HBAR trading pair, USDC. So it's going to be very interesting to see. I mean, we're so early to this stuff. This is not financial advice. This stuff could crash and go to zero, but we like to be early and stuff and just be there for, potential moonshots. I mean, look at what all the Pancake, Sushi, Joe's. I mean, all of the DEXs do well. So, we took a little gamble on this one, and, it might pay off, it might not, but, just HBAR in general, this coin is phenomenal, something to keep an eye out for while we are waiting for the Pulsechain to launch. We're here in 14 days. That would be amazing. Hopefully you guys have been using the test ramp or the test net. Learn how to do that. All you got to do is input this into your MetaMask and you can play around with it. Learn how to provide liquidity, learn how to delegate, just learn how to make swaps. You don't want to be doing that when this goes live. This is the perfect time to do it. I know it's boring, but I promise you it pays off. Being 2 seconds early to a transaction could make a huge difference. You never know. So we're super excited for that. Let's see if what Richard has to say about any updates about the launch. That's another thing. Here we go. This is going to be amazing. This documentary, I can't think of another. I know they're making other crypto documentaries, but if this is one of the first best ones to launch, it's going to be great. I mean, if it hits Netflix, I mean, in the middle of a bear market, and there's influencers talking about Pulsechain. I mean, this could be great. It's coming at the end of the year, I guess, but let Pulse launch and then, have this come out, bring more eyes to it, late 2022. So yeah, hopefully August, September, that'd be great. But man, this is exciting. When Pulsechain launches, it's going to force all these influencers to talk about it. I mean, I can't, I don't know what, let's see what Crypto or these guys are talking about. These were the biggest influencers here, shilling Bitcoin. These were Bitcoin maxis going to 100K. they're getting the engagement is so much less than it was a year ago. So, they're and like Richard said, all of these guys toured or sacrificed for Pulsechain. So they're going to talk about it. Even BitBoy. Let's see so here we go. He sacrificed a ton. This guy's now an XRP maxi. You know, he talks about XRP all the time on his show. So a year and a half ago, you wouldn't find XRP anywhere because they were getting sued. No one wanted to hear about it. There was meme coins and NFTs, but now we're in a bear market and he's all behind XRP. So when Pulsechain launches, you think he's going to talk about it? He's sacrificed. I do. So this is another just cool thing to look for once we launch. All these influencers talking about Pulse, and then all the other projects just launching with it. It's gonna be very, very exciting. Definitely looking forward to that. I know I'm sure a lot of these I'm not, you guys haven't heard of. I haven't either, but if you're bored, something to look into. Enrique missed out on Pulse, but got Pulsex. Awesome, bro. That's awesome. I mean, you'll be able to do plenty of options with your Pulsex. You can swap it for Pulse if you want. Stake some of your Pulsex, delegate it, earn some interest. But yeah, man, you're here. I mean, that's all that matters. It's better than not missing out on both of them. And yeah, I agree with you. ETH 100%. The triple halvening this summer, that's going to be huge. Once they cut supply by 90%, it's going to cause a supply shock. I don't know when, but it will happen. So, I mean, ETH at, let's see what it is, 2,000, something like that. It's $2,000. It's a steal. In 2 years, it's going to be $25,000. I can't see, unless 2.0 literally, it's destined that it's not going to work. It's never going to happen. I can't see ETH not going to 25, 40 grand. Just the amount of institutional money behind it, the amount of development behind it, and just they're the leader. Bitcoin is clearly not the answer. Not working for payments. It's just going to end up being digital gold. It'll just flatline out at probably a couple $100,000 a coin, and then just be like gold. Ethereum, I think eventually digital silver at a high price, and then I don't know what's going to happen in future. Layer ones, if the layer twos take over, it's going to be really interesting. The whole stuff that Hedera is doing with smart contractless stuff, the interoperability stuff with Polkadot, Quant and their Hyperledger. It's going to be crazy. What do I think Pulse will be in 5 years? I don't know we don't know what it's going to launch at. So I don't know what dollar price it's going to be, but man, I mean, I'm guessing, God, as long as something else doesn't come out and disrupt the entire landscape of crypto, I would say it's going to have to be a 25,000x to a 50,000x minimum. I mean, if Uniswap continue, I mean, let's see how much money is in Uniswap. With Uni. I mean, if we could just capture, they were in the billions, 2.3 billion. So in 5 years, Uniswap, I mean, I'm thinking it's got to go to at least 40. It's got a 20 to 25x. So if that's a $50 billion market cap, I'd imagine Pulsechain has to be at least a quarter of that. So you're looking at 12.5 billion. I mean, so if you from 0 to a $12.5 billion market cap, I don't know how many X's that is, but that's what I would guess for 5 years conservatively. I mean, I don't know. That's just complete, just me guessing. But we're in the right place, man. Richards, he's going to be doing so much else on top of um, just doing Pulsex. He wants to do the wallet. He wants to do the on ramp. He wants to basically have everything. He wants basically an exchange. He wants a stable coin. So we want the whole ecosystem. So if that happens, if he's able to really shed, I mean, it's not even needs to shed this image of this scammer. It's just people will be forced to see who he is, that he's not a scam artist, that he legitimately is here to help people. And when that is the consensus and people understand that, I think the sky's the limit. I mean, he's all about legacy and not money. If he was the rug pull, and he's not a materialistic person, you can tell he's doing this, wearing this stuff for views. It's very smart. He doesn't show his mansions and this and that. He's not materialistic. So, he wants to be the king of crypto, and I don't think he will stop at any cost. His motivation is people like that, their brains don't shut off. They're not capable. So he will not stop. And he does things the right way. So I really think as long as regulations don't put a huge, I guess, damper on things, and you just see even within Discourse Syndicate with what they're doing with the Hex Trust and trying to get Hex in front of the legacy people. It's so smart. It's brilliant. These guys are doing the right thing, getting out in front of, potential governors, future governors, spreading the word of Hex. This is what we need to do. This is what Bitcoin and Ethereum did. How do you think the Ripple lawsuit is where it is? A lot of money went into people's pockets. So if we start doing that and, what is it? Donating to causes, donating to the right politicians, and getting Hex, the trust growing, getting legacy money in there, showing that it's stable, it's not a scam. I mean, that's going to all drag up the price of Pulse. It's all going to rise together. So I think the opportunity is massive, and it's also on us to spread the word. A lot of people don't know what Pulsechain is. It's crazy. You wouldn't think so. But I spend a lot of time in other communities. I have to for my job. I need to see what's going on. It's just what I have to do. So while I'm in there, I always find a way to bring up Hex or Pulsechain or the world's biggest airdrop. And I just I toe that line of getting banned for spam, but where I'm obviously just trying to help people and just bring awareness to it. And so many people that spend thousands of dollars on NFTs on these other chains don't know what Pulsechain is. So just me going in there every day and just saying, oh, in the Cult DAO chat, hey, can't wait to stake on Pulsechain, not pay these insane fees. The amount of people that, what is that? Oh, what's Pulsechain? And, oh, it's the world's free biggest airdrop. Then the moderators come in. But if you just stop there, it gets people see the world's free biggest airdrop, Pulsechain, and they go look. So if all of us do that and just take that 10 minutes and go out to a community and spread the word, it will pay off for all of us. I've been doing it to a HBAR YouTuber that I followed. I there's only so much time in a day, so I get obviously information from other sources that I feel are trustworthy. So Matt Chase, shout out him. I know he's not watching this. He's got like 10,000 followers, puts out videos every day. Hilarious guy. I just been talking about Hex in his comments and went on his live stream and asked if he sacrificed for Pulsechain and just brought awareness to him. And after a week of me telling him, reminding him, talking about Hex in his comments, I'm watching a video and he's on he's scrolling through doing his little intro where he talks about altcoins, pulls up this site right here, Crypto Bubbles, and he says Hex for the first time on any of his streams. So now, just by me doing that, we have 10,000 new people in his audience that are on a whole nother chain, and they are looking up what is the world's free biggest airdrop. And just that alone, I think, is going to make a big difference. So if we can, as Hexicans, go out there and spread the word and tell people, what this is, what Pulse is, it's the world's biggest airdrop. It will go a long way. The amount of people that still don't know about it is shocking. And I'm doing it myself, and I hope everyone else is. All ships rise with the tide. So, we're doing our best, and it also is great because you hear about new projects. That's how I found out about this saucer swap and all this stuff on Hedera. Just trying to go out there and spread the word about Pulsechain. I was trying to find Pulsechain is green, right? We are cutting the miners out. We are no longer polluting the environment. That's HBAR's, basically their mission statement is carbon, was it negative or carbon neutral? Yeah, carbon negative. So Pulse stops polluting, carbon negative, Hedera, no pollution. This is the future. So I related Pulsechain is better than Ethereum. Finally, we're stop polluting. And people, that's what we do. The world's free biggest airdrop coming. What? It works. So if you're in Discord servers, Telegram chats with other coins, or I know Mobius, I was looking up the Evmos, and I'm going to join that Discord. So I'm going to go in there and talk about it. Just doing stuff like that will bring a lot more eyes to Pulsechain. So that 10,000x could be a 12,000x, if we all can just tell 15, 20 people, and then they tell their best people. It's just a web. We are being gatekept. It's bad. It really is. So, we gotta do it ourselves the old fashioned way. Let's go, Pulse Doge 265. Love it. And all you that got your free Pulse Doge, congratulations. We got free money just accumulating in our wallets. And then we're also going to get our copies on Pulsechain. So we will have our PPLSD, our PPLSD. I like that. PPLSD. That's a good way to put it. So, we'll be getting doubled up there. Gas fees currently been, I think they're cheap. Gas is 23 Gwei. Yeah. Right now is the time to do anything on Ethereum. If you need to claim Hedron, if you need to bridge anything over, like I'm doing right now with that Dovu coin, which is the carbon credit leader. I have it on Ethereum. So I need to bridge it over to my Hashpack wallet in HBAR so I can then stake it. Again, the same thing. Use the Hex principles. Buy and stake and forget. This, even if it goes to zero, I don't care. I'm willing to invest what I can afford to lose, and I've done the research. And as long as you put a little bit into different stuff that you believe in, different projects that you've done your research in, chances are good things will happen. and you stake them and forget about them. It's so many transactions I can go through in 2019 when I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And I was buying $40 of coins and selling them for other coins, just flipping $40 bags. If I had just held my $40 a sandbox, which at the time was 1,700 coins, it'd be worth over $5,000 at the high. So, it's crazy how much money you can make if you find the right coins, get in early, and then when you're staked. Ben, what are the cheapest ways around fees? I don't know what you mean exactly around fees. There's really no way around them. It's just finding the time when Gwei is the lowest. Every time you bridge, every time you move something from Binance to Ethereum or vice versa, stake, unstake, you're always burning ETH. So, just look for when Gwei is super low. Yeah, Mobius, that's true. Yeah, if you're using doing limit orders on Matcha, definitely you can do that. But when you're doing staking, unstaking, just even sends, swaps, all that stuff, there's really no way around the fees. There are a couple tricks that you can do is if you go and so for Gwei, yeah, you can go to CoinGecko, and right at the top, it'll tell you. Sometimes it's wrong though. It's not updated. So you go to etherscan.io, and up on the top there's a more tab here, and then just go down to gas tracker, and that'll tell you what it is. Yeah, so it's currently 34. Tells you what the fees are, and everything right there. So yeah, now's a great time to do it. But the biggest scam with ETH 2.0 is these fees aren't going to go down. Transactions are going to be faster. Great. Fees aren't going down. How's that going to help our wallets? We're not going to have to wait 10, 20 minutes, but still the fees are going to be crazy. So, I mean, I did a 5.55 stake yesterday. Wow. That's crazy. So yeah, that's really cheap. That's really cheap. That's awesome. That's good. That's smart, man. I was trying to do something the other day. Oh, that's what it was. I was bridging over from Binance and they wanted 0.29 BNB. I waited the next day, it was 0.08. So it was almost 4 times as much. And I waited, was patient, and there you go. So yeah, just wait. Right now it's 31. So when you're in MetaMask and you're up in your account, I don't have it open now, but when you're doing a transaction, there's a either like a swap request or a manage right here or advanced settings. You can click that, and then it'll show like advanced, low, or low, medium, or high. You click the advanced, and then you can go and you can manually set what you want. So set it, if you're looking right now, gas is 36 and it was just 31. Go to custom and then put in like 31. And it'll say, too low to go through. Just hit save and it'll submit it. And, it'll wait until it goes down. Mobius, yeah. See, luckily, they fixed it. Back in the day when I first got into MetaMask in 2020, there was no fixing it. So if the gas was 50 and you submitted a transaction at 5.0 by accident, there was no getting around it. You had to go back and find your transaction and go into the custom nods. I mean, it was a nightmare. But right now, luckily, if you do that, you have 12 hours. So you can set it for a limit. And if it doesn't hit in 12 hours, you'll lose the transaction, but you only lose the fee, it's not much at all. But That's only for, when gas is super high. But right now, like, we're down to 28. You see that? I wouldn't set it at 20. I would do maybe 27, 28, the lowest one you see. And that way you can at least save some money, because CoinGecko is not always honest. They definitely lie about what gas currently is. So 26 right now. So let's see, it's low. So let's see if it's lower. Sometimes you'll come on here, it'll say 53, it'll be in the 30s. So generally, it's good to come here, but definitely go to Etherscan if you want the real time data. So it's this unin stakes. I cut the GUI in half because the time doesn't matter. Yeah, exactly. And honestly, you don't even need to cut it in half. So if you're doing a transaction and 1 second, let me see if I can't do that. Sorry, I can't bring if you're doing a transaction like that, an end stake, you will get 12 hours. So if it fails, you're going to lose like $12. So I would go on there and see what the lowest has been, and then set it for right around there and let it go through, and you'll have 12 hours. It's and you always do it when gas is low to begin with, like right now. So you're really not having to do that, because if it does fail, you don't want to, with that $12 you lose or whatever it is in transaction fee, it's not worth it if you're only saving $7. But when gas is, 100 and you're saving $50, and you lose 12, whatever. But just try to set it, go to Etherscan and set it for what the low's been. But if you do, if it's 100, it can be. I see what you kind of say too, because I've been on Etherscan where gas has been 100 and then it's dropped down to 40 in a second. So when you could have easily pulled up whatever you were doing, and at that time it was insanely high for just a split second, and cutting it in half was literally still safe. But yeah, definitely just keep an eye out for that. And now it does actually even tell you in MetaMask, when you get in the advanced settings, it says what the current GUI is. And then if it's 38, it'll literally have you at 54. So you're paying 20 something off the rip higher on top of their fee. So always go put that to the current rate. And then below there's a bonus fee for miners. Then it's custom sets it at almost 1.5. So definitely go down and always put that at like 0. It doesn't let you do 0.0, but just do 0.1. And your transaction will still go through, but they're still taking a part of a fee from you every single time. And it makes it seem like your transaction won't go through if you don't, submit 1.5 or whatever the current level is, but it's all just to get money out of you. So definitely save money doing that. So I don't have my account pulled up right here, but so if you go in here when you're doing a transaction and you have, let's see if I can find one pulled up. No, there's not one. But when it is pulled up in there, I just want to see if they have any. No, they don't have any visuals. So yeah, when you do your transaction, you hit submit, a little thing will pop up right here, either manage or swap request. Click that, and then the advanced settings pop up. Click there, and then it'll show up here like current GUI 54, and they'll have you at 80. Erase that and type in whatever it is, and then knock the fee down to like 0.1. And exactly, Mobius. And then, they add their 0.875% fee that you can't do anything about that. They just is what it is. So, there's ways to save, to pay the minimum fee, and little tips and tricks you can use. So that's one of them. God, I don't even want to look at BitBoy. This guy makes me sick. At least he is talking about XRPs came around, but compared to other garbage he's talked about, I still don't like it. So yeah, USDC coming to Hedera. I mean, guys, look out for HBAR in the future, man. This coin is going to do big things. Even the price right now isn't reflecting it. I mean, stake it if you own it, put it up, stake it for 50%, and just let it ride. I mean, in 2-3 years, with the carbon credits, with the whole EGS, the ISO standard, it's all coming soon. Have I heard anything about? I heard rumors that it will be a decent sized exchange listing it when it comes out. It's just rumors that I've heard, but I would love to see that. I can't imagine there won't be, but we shall see. We've been gatekept so bad that at this point, nothing would surprise me if we, don't even get an exchange listing or don't even make coin market cap for a couple months. So that's pretty much everything that I had for tonight. Ripple, this is just their on-demand liquidity. They're doing billions per month right now while being sued by the SEC. So they're still crushing it. Banks USDC coming to Hedera. The partnerships with Avery Dennison. I don't know who they are. Sorry, I don't know everything. Global material science company specializing in design and manufacturing, labeling functional materials. I mean, they're a big company. So, yeah, like that. Saucer Swap, the PulseX of HBAR. Stator Labs, it's where you stake your Hedera, 50% APY right now. It is locked till July unless you download a Hashpack wallet. And if you do that, you will be able, that's how you stake through here actually. So you'll have to have one. There will be a trading pair on the Saucer Swap DEX. So you will have access to that before July. And Pulse Doge, just gotta love it. Shout out hex.info for doing this. 263, love it. Up 6% the last hour. See, when us Hexicans come together, good things happen across the board. You're right, Biffines. All opportunity. Everything is. This crash. I mean, it sucks to see. It sucks when people that got wrecked. But you know what? This gives everyone a chance to go back to July 2020 and reaccumulate. This might not be the bottom. We still could go down. Like I was saying earlier, Bitcoin, just watch Bitcoin. If there are key levels at like 27, 24, 21, if we keep breaking down through those, everything is going to be a bloodbath. But hey, by then Pulsechain will be launching. We'll be just loving it, delegating and all the cool stuff that's coming to PulseX and staking, and it's going to be awesome. I know I'm going to be providing liquidity for sure. I'm not sure what pairs yet. Still got to, get together with some smarter Hexicans than me. Shout out Hexray Vision. He's on point with that stuff. So I need to get with him and figure out some liquidity pair strategies, I guess you would say. Mobius Maxi at a discount right now. Mobius, I was gonna tonight. Hex Machina was gonna be the Maxi. What's the word for it? The Maxi. I guess information sharer for it, because I honestly don't know that much about it. He owns it. He's been in it, and I know that it's staked out for 15 years, and the interest on it is, every day the interest you're getting is accumulating faster than the hex prices go. I'm not sure exactly, but love it. I love the the whole idea behind it. Wish Brian was here to talk about it, but I promise you next week he will be on here. I will be seeing him in person this week, and he will not be getting one of these hats if he does not show up next week. So I know he'll be on for that. And yeah, Bit Finesse thinking about passing all of my crypto down, never selling. I mean, that's everyone's got a different strategy. You know, I just fear with Pulse X, there's going to be a massive dip just for the sheer reason that the amount of people that missed out on the Pulse sacrifice, they all came in heavy for the Pulse X sacrifice, and they're all going to be selling that Pulse X or swapping it for Pulse. So I really think the price of Pulse X is going to take a big hit off the rip. So personally, I'm going to be selling a decent position from what I sacrificed off the bat in case, because I just can't see that not happening. I know Crypto Kindness had Moon B on a stream, and he was talking about it, and he was really, really on point with some of the things he was saying. So, you know, I don't want, I hate holding through. You know, when you could see something coming, you know, pretty much know it's coming, but you're just playing it safe and you get, you know, it dips 70%. You know, I don't want that to happen to me. So I'm going to hedge it and definitely going to be delegating. So if it does dip, you know, I'll be collecting interest the whole time. But Pulse X, I am nervous about, to be honest with you, just for that reason. But Pulsechain, I think, is going to be just the moonshot. So that I am not selling any. I'm going to be delegating to David Feeder 100% and just riding that out and just living off the interest hopefully someday. But yeah, be careful with Pulsex. I think I could be wrong though. The whole buy and burn, and with the amount of PRC trading people are going to be doing, the coin might do well. But the sheer amount of people that came into Pulse X to get into Pulse Chain, I just think that's going to be catastrophic at first, but then we're going to recover and take off from there. So it might be a smart play to take a portion and just sell it out, you know, around launch, and just in case that does happen. And you'll be able to take that 25% and buy back about, you know, 3 times the amount. So, you know, and those are nice nice days where you could do that, especially when you know you're in a great project, great ecosystem like PulseX. You know, we're blessed to be here, man. We honestly are. In the community we have, you know, it's amazing. You know, just want to thank all you guys for showing up here. Mobius, Enrique, Bitfinesse. Let's see. Haydar Malik, thank you for stopping in, man. About to wrap it up. I don't really have much else to share tonight. If you guys have any questions, you know, I'll sit here and chat with you. No problem doing that. I just don't really have much more to cover about the markets. I mean, we're in a bear market right now. All the FUD around the stable coins. You see Janet Yellen came out, you know, we need to fix this, da, 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 da. So when you see that with her coming out so fast, I mean, it feels coordinated to me, but who knows? I mean, it's irrelevant either way, but regulations are coming, you know. It's just, a lot is going to change the end of this year. You know, I really, really think that the Ripple lawsuit will be either a sell the news event that's going to be the peak of a little run up in the summer towards the end of the year, or it's going to be the catalyst to regulation being in place for the big money on the sidelines that's going to flood in. And I know there's a lot, and I know they're just waiting for clarity and basically the green light to do it. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, don't panic now, guys. This is the time to accumulate. You know, check out this list of ISO coins. You know, XDC, XRP, XLM, Algo, HBAR, Quant, and IOTA. I mean, Quant with their Hyperledger, what they're doing, and their interoperability. I mean, these guys are literally interoperable with every PRC20, ERC20, all the ecosystems. They're basically an overledger that oversees all of them underneath. So this is they're powerful. They got the partnerships. And the other thing I love about this coin, I mean, it's literally down. It was at $400. It's now at like $75. But the thing I love about it is the supply. It is so low, 14.6 million total. We're at $70 right now. I mean, this is a coin that I'm personally accumulating. I mean, yeah, we're down 70%, 80% from the all-time high. I mean, this is the time to accumulate right here. I mean, we could go down lower. I mean, we could touch this, where was the $50? Yeah, right here. But even so, the upside to this coin with what they're doing is unbelievable. I mean, it's right now the problem is the bandwidth problem. Internet's too slow. I mean, we're just not ready for the technology that they have. But when we are, in another year or so, I mean, and they're ready to go. So keep an eye out on all of these coins, bullish on all of them on the ISO list. You know, still in profits with Luna. That's awesome. Love it. Hey, I'm not putting anything into Luna myself. I mean, I'm watching from the side. I got so many degen projects that I'm in myself that I just can't do Luna. XDC, yeah, definitely. XDC is on the list of ISO approved coins. If you don't know what that standard is, basically it's going to be for all businesses, financial institutions transacting. You're going to have to go by certain standard. You're going to have to be green. You're going to have to check all these boxes. And if you don't, you're going to be fined or not allowed to participate in systems. Basically, it's going to change everything. All the meme coins, all this junk is going away. So XDC's part in the new system that's coming is they're going to be part of the financial messaging service. I don't know exactly what that is, how like financial messaging and how that works, but it's a $19 trillion industry, and XDC is at the heart of it. Consensus is a massive company. Check them out. And another thing about XDC, they are in with the World Trade Organization and then also the IMF. And the IMF, the WTO, who else? Klaus Schwab, those guys, they run the show. So, I mean, just look at the partnerships that XDC has. They are their own blockchain, basically going to shake up the financial. Well, they're going to shake up the system through their financial messaging products. You can read more about it. They are at the heart of it. So the other reason I like it is where the chart. I mean, it has not It had one run up last summer to 18 cents, but I mean, we've just been consolidating forever. No one's been talking about it really. You don't hear about it anywhere. I mean, it's a great time. This is where you buy and just, hold. We could go down. I think we're going to probably go down to 3.5 cents, I would say. So if dollar cost average, buy some this week, buy a little next week. There's no need to rush in. And also these coins, if you look at like Chainlink, they've all hit their high fib levels. Chainlink went from $4 to $12 to 20 up to $50 and blew off top. XDC didn't do that. This is just wave one right here. I mean, wave one, wave two, wave three hasn't even started. So the wave three is going to be massive. And that's going to come. I don't know if it's going to be this bull run, next bull run, but just the way you win is, I realize that this bull run is you need to own the coins already. So the people that got wrecked in 2017 but still held on to those coins, as soon as they took off, they just made fortunes. They weren't chasing coins around, chasing pumps, going to CoinGecko. All right, let's go here and let's look at the coins that have pumped the most this week. And no, you need to go into the opposite and go and see what coins have done the worst this week and the coins down here that you like. Looking down here, Algorand, another coin that I never thought at 44 cents. I never thought I'd see that again, under 50 cents. I have a big position in Algorand myself. They're tied in with MIT. And what else? They are doing the bridge from Bitcoin to Sologenics. They're running the Bitcoin wallet in El Salvador. I mean, Algorand is right in the heart of everything going on. You just don't hear about it. And the head of the SEC, Gary Gensler, where did he come from? Algorand or MIT, where Algorand was founded or developed. So, I mean, they just had their Green Day. They had a huge sign in Times Square. So, I mean, Algorand, another great coin to accumulate. They did have staking. Kurt, man, no, you're good, man. This is what I'm here for, to answer these questions for you. So these blue chip coins, there's staking. It's hard to find. XDC, I built staking is coming soon. It's not out yet. Hedera for HBAR, if you own that, you got to download Hashpack Wallet, which is it's just a little app. It's a plugin for your Brave browser. Download that. You can send your HBAR in, and then you connect to Stator's website, and you can get, right now you're getting 49.5% on your HBAR. XRP, XLM, the only place that I know that's safe is Nexo Wallet. They have now 40 coins. So Cardano, that's another one that's on the pending list for the ISO coins. So they give you 5% compounded daily in this wallet. It's, if you're in New York State, you can't use it. It sucks. I had 6 coins in here I own Nexo coin too. So if you can buy the Nexo wallet coin. It's down to like $1.70 now. It took a huge dip. But if you own 10% of your balance in Nexo, you get an extra 0.5 point of interest. So you get 5.5% compounded daily on all these assets. And then you can stake your Nexo and get 12% interest. So it was just a win-win. And then New York just decided to block it. So it sucked for us, but everyone else that's not in New York and isn't using this for XRP, for XLM, they have Algorand? I thought, no, they don't. They don't have Algorand. So you got XRP, XLM, you have HBAR on Stator Labs. XDC staking is not out yet. let's see, Algorand. That's right. I don't know what's going on with Algorand. They used to have 7.2% across the board staking. Atomic Wallet, if you just held it in your ledger, you got 7.2%. But they cut it down everywhere to like 0.7% 2 months ago. And I mean everywhere. You cannot I can't find anywhere that gives you more than that for Algorand. So that to me tells me that there's something going on there, because if you saw a lot with the news from the SEC and regulators, it's all been about stable coins and that 4 or 5% interest, which crushes all the bonds and stuff. So that was the focus of their attacks, is the interest on stable coins. I forget what company it was, but they had to pay a fine literally for giving interest on a stable coin on their platform, which was insane. So, definitely check this out. I'm trying to think. Yeah, there is no way. I mean, Algorand, just take your 0.7%, but that's a sign that there's something, to me, good going to happen for Algorand. The fact that they dropped the interest down to where it's not even on the radar, it won't show up in any of these discussions. I think it's one of those sleeper coins, the chosen coins that are on this list, the ISO list, that no one's talking about right now, but they're going to be the ones that have utility, because the next bull run that comes around, it will be utility driven. The one right now, this is all speculation. How many metaverses have you heard about? How many NFTs have you heard about? How many Ethereum killers have you heard about? It's all speculation. But this is going to regulation at the end of this year, starting next year, the standards going in, it's going to squash that stuff. So stuff with utility, stuff with real world partnerships, stuff that actually works is going to rise in value. And that's when these coins are going to thrive. So now is the time to accumulate them and just think long term, like Hex. We're 15 years staked and everyone loves it. What if you could just pretend you're 15 years staked with these coins? Use that same mindset and just put them into Nexo wallet. All they have insured, they're literally insured for $375 million. I mean, I have clients that have way more than I had in here, so it's safe. Obviously, if stuff can happen where if your phone gets hacked or stuff like that, but just their platform is secure and they have great staking options. So, I mean, that's XRP, XLM. HBAR is on Stator at 50%. Algorand, nothing really right now. IOTA, honestly, I don't own any IOTA. That's on my list of research to do shortly. And then Cardano, I would use Atomic Wallet. Honestly, you can use Kraken. They have 4 to 6%. Anywhere that you can get 5% with Cardano. There's a lot of wallets. Trying to think what else. Don't use Gemini. They're all the exchanges, honestly, but Kraken. It's the only one I'd recommend. Kraken has for Kusama, they have 18% staking. They have 12% for Polkadot. I think 12% for Cosmos. Actually, I'll go there real quick. I do use Kraken. It's one of 2 exchanges I do use. Where is the staking? But yeah, there's another place you can go for a few. They don't have much. The list is short, but the coins they do have, they're high. So Mina 12 to 20, Secret 18 to 21, Kusama 18%, Dot 12. So they're decent. Flow 6 to 9. I've heard a lot about Flow. I don't own it myself, but they do have staking for that. So Kraken, I use myself. I do have some Kusama staked on here. Kava, I did, but I found out on Trust Wallet. You can download it on your phone or on your computer. It's an awesome little wallet. There's it's a Binance wallet, and you can swap for smart chain stuff like that in there. And Kava, they have staking for 35% daily compounding, but it is 21-day lockup. So if you stake it, it takes 3 weeks to unstake. So there is a little time for that. Let's see. Could you explain how your coins are not your coins on exchanges? So I don't know if you saw the Coinbase article that just came out, but they just put an article out after their horrible week, and they came out basically saying right here that if you own coins on their platform and they go bankrupt, that they can use your funds as liquidity. I don't know if it says it here, but that's what it is. So, I mean, it's like that with a bank. If you have $1 million in a bank account and the bank goes under, it's only insured for 250 grand. So you lose that 750,000. So there's nothing really different here. It's just people making, crazy what if scenarios, doomsday scenarios. But Coinbase, it's not going to happen. They're making a ton of money, but they do have that option on there where if you have your money and they go bankrupt, that you can lose your funds and they can use them. So, I don't use Coinbase myself, but if you don't have those coins in a ledger, in MetaMask, in Nexo wallet, they're not yours. So they can just take them from you. So I would recommend, obviously Kraken, the reason I like them is they have their U.S. charter in Wyoming, bank charter in Wyoming. So they're actually a legal bank in the state of Wyoming, have with all their licenses. So I just can't see, anything going wrong. There has to be insurance. So as long as you're not keeping, millions of dollars on there and you're staking, $5,000, $10,000, and $200, I don't see any problem in that at all. Yeah, just always exactly. The problem with reading that right there is they're so long and so tedious. They almost make it so you can't read through them. But yeah, just be careful with that stuff. Like I said, I only keep personally Kusama on there, on Kraken, and then Gemini, the exchange. That's the other one I use. I do have Filecoin in their little earn program, but it's such a small amount, and it's one of the only places that you can get some interest on your Filecoin. So that's just another blue chip coin that I hold, just because I think cloud storage is going to be massive in the future. But just for right now, we're just too early for what they're trying to do. So at 12, $10, whatever it is right now, to not throw a couple $100 at it and just get your 7 by 7%. I think it's crazy. So Zilliqa, Zilliqa's another one, 15% on Atomic Wallet. It's a great app if you don't know about that. Go check that out. Atomic Wallet. .io or .com, not sure. Yeah, atomicwallet.io. The App Store actually removed it, but you can download it from desktop, and they have cross-chain swapping. So you can swap for Hex here. You could swap Litecoin for Hex and literally pay 2 pennies of a fee. The ETH gas to send it off is 100 times more than to swap it. And then they also do have some decent staking on here. Zilliqa is 15%. So I do use that on there. And then Cardano, I would honestly use on here. It's super easy. It's safe. There's a lot of money on here. I did look at the on the site to see how much was locked up there, and I was shocked. There was, this was by far, they had the most Zilliqa staked out of any other cool in the world. So Zilliqa, another coin that we really like. But yeah, that's look at Luna. That's so funny. Are we going to drop a zero? We're going to get to a penny. They're going to play that whole game now of trying to get to a penny and make it a meme coin. This is so funny. Welcome to crypto. But anybody else have any other questions? Nathan, about the carbon credits. Nothing really as like law. Dovu is the place to go if you want to check it out. Dovu.earth. You can kind of read through what they're doing. So basically, they have farms around the world that are green, and they are green to offset the polluters. So you go and you can come in here and you can actually check your carbon footprint. You can come down here and click the carbon calculator, and then you can actually put your wallet in here, connect your MetaMask, and it'll run all your transactions, and it will show you how much that you've polluted, how many tons of CO2, and how much Dovu you need to buy to replace it. And it's really actually funny. This there's a marketplace. I don't know. I couldn't find it last time. These are the different farms where they get the carbon offsets from. Where was it? There was actually a was the market cap? Here we go. It tells you the actual highest polluters on the Ethereum chain, which I thought was pretty funny. So it's a Tether by far leading the way. USDC Hex, we're at number 7. So our carbon debt is $2 million right now to offset. And that's if you're using Dovu coins. I think it's at like 2 cents a coin, something like that. But that's all because of what ETH is doing in raising that S load function or whatever it is, and making these end stakes just ridiculous to do. Just transaction after transaction. So once we move to Pulsechain, you can kiss this list goodbye. I mean, hopefully all the volume in trading, all that moves over to Pulse, and all it is just end stakes on here. But that's crazy just to think that the Hexagon community owes $2.1 million to offset the pollution that we've created. But Tether leading the way. Look at that with Bitcoin. I mean, so we're wasteful on Ethereum, as pretty much with the smart contracts, we waste more energy than anybody else. And then look at what we got to look at Tether up here. Bitcoin miners, all that. I mean, $67 million. So if this does happen, it just hypothetically, and Dovu is the company that is they launched on Ethereum. They're migrating to Hedera. So all the signs are there. What if if they are the one? The amount this coin's going to go crazy. And just, there's actually staking for Dovu. Once you migrate it over to the Hashgraph network, you can stake it and get 10% interest on it. So I'm going to actually do that myself. I'm in process of doing it, but it's just such a cool concept, and it's 100% coming. So next year, 2 years from now, we're gonna be looking at companies and how much they pollute and how much this even might come to us. We might have to personally pay our own Dovu for what we personally pollute. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens with all this ISO, the green standard, or the ESG. Sorry, not the green standard, but the ESG. So if you don't know what this is right here, the ESG, definitely look into that. It's gonna basically take anyone that's polluting, anyone that's proof of work. You're gonna be not sustainable in the future. The amount of money you're gonna have to pay is insane. But look into this, how it works. I'm not gonna go through it now. It's boring, but this stuff is gonna change all of crypto. I'm telling you right now, this ESG, the ISO standards, the carbon credits, the Ripple lawsuit, that all of that right there, that combined is going to start to really, really take effect. I think the end of this year, 2023 for sure. So now's the time to, accumulate stuff that you think is going to last. The coins that have potential. Do your research, see what coins have partnerships, Sologenics on the XRP ledger, all that they're doing, with the Corium stuff and behind the scenes with Ripple. There's so much cool stuff going on. Pulsechain is coming, and hopefully it is what all the streamers, influencers, everyone's talking about during this bear market. But if not, there's other stuff happening. There's other stuff to look at, to focus on. At least get yourself aware of it and familiar with it, so it doesn't catch you off guard. You can at least prepare for all scenarios. It might not be a thing for us. It might just be businesses and not affect us, or it could affect all of us. We might have to all put our wallets in there and pay credits. So just be prepared. You never know. I mean, who would have thought 2 weeks ago that Luna would be crashed and be a meme coin? I mean, it's basically the Wild West right now. So until we have regulations, until the SEC and Ripple settle, hopefully there's a new Howey test. What's the security now? What's not? That type of stuff. These green standards, these regulations. Once these are in place, it's going to allow the floodgates to open for I would say, trillions of dollars of money sitting on the sidelines. I could be wrong. It could just be FUD that I'm reading and hearing about, but I really do think that, we're going to have a little nasty bear market here. There might be some, little bounces, but for the most part, we're going to trend sideways for a couple months. And then towards the end of summer, towards the end of the year, the lawsuit's going to be over. The ISO standard is going to be in full force in Europe, and things are going to start changing. So now's our time to get ahead of the curve, invest what you can afford to lose into some of these coins, XDC, IOTA, Algorand, XRP, even, and stake them, just lock them up, get that 5.5%. And I promise you, in a couple of years, one or two of them will have paid off. And it's a great hedge against Hex. I love Hex. I love Pulsechain. It's half my portfolio, if not more. But what if Richard died tomorrow, had a heart attack? It would cripple the price of Hex. It would just basically put a halt to all the momentum we got going on. So imagine what that would do to you personally. For me, it would cripple a lot of what I'm doing. So it makes me think, all right, what if that happened to this? What if this happened? So you got to be ready for everything. Diversify, spread out, stake, and hold. That's my message. Find the coins that have utility. Find the coins that have partnerships. Find the coins that are still cheap, that no one's talking about, that haven't broken out like Chainlink and now are traced all the way back. These coins, XLM, HBAR, they still haven't hit their upper fib levels, then they will. So hang in there, be patient. If you have any questions, leave a comment, shoot me a message. I'm here to help anytime you guys want. This is what we do here. So hopefully next week Hex Machina will be joining us, so it won't just be me rambling here. And hope you guys all have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. Nathan, Mobius, Bitfinesse, Andrew, thank you. Kurt, thanks for popping in. Enrique, thank you for stopping in tonight. Hopefully we'll see you in the future. Lindsay, Ben, thanks for being here too. And we will see you all next week.